Picture this, Meghan Markle standing next to Queen Elizabeth, yes, the Queen, and casually turning to Harry with a confused look, asking, "Who's that standing next to your grandmother, girl?" That wasn't just any guy, it was Prince Andrew. You know, the Queen's son, Harry's uncle, one of the most notorious names in the royal family. And Meghan had no clue who he was. Allegedly, she didn't even call the Queen to her. She was just Harry's grandma. Okay, cute, but really? This is where things start to get messy. Because when you rewind just a bit, this clueless outsider persona starts to fall apart. Let's roll back the tape to over a decade ago. A British showbiz journalist spills the tea. He met Meghan for drinks when she was just an aspiring actress, no suits, no royal glam, just Meghan grinding for press in the UK. He says she was low-key, polite, and clearly trying to get noticed. She vented about a recent divorce and the roller coaster of dating life. Then she drops Ashley Cole's name. Yes, the footballer. She had apparently messaged him. When the journalist hinted at Ashley's not-so-clean rep, Meghan's face dropped. Like dead serious, I've made a mistake energy. And people still joke that if Meghan had just dated Ashley Cole, Harry might have been spared the drama. But that's just the appetizer. Enter Ewan Alash. Never heard of him? That's the point. He's super rich, super connected, and very low profile. Prince Andrew's close associate, not quite Epstein famous, but part of the same exclusive playground of the mega rich. And guess who else allegedly crossed paths with Ewan? Meghan Markle's college sorority.
Yep.
Meghan reportedly told sorority sisters that in 2001, she took a break from college to visit Thailand with wealthy friends. Around the exact same time, Andrew was known to be jetting off on private trips to, you guessed it, Thailand. And some of those friends? Billionaires. Yachting in the Mediterranean. Epstein's girlfriend Karina Shulak was allegedly on the same boat. One woman on that trip looked eerily like Meghan. Coincidence or calculated? Okay, so Meghan has talked about her internship in Argentina at the US Embassy. Glamorous, right? But did you know she also did a study program in Spain afterward? No? Well, that's the thing. University records show she spent 3 months in Spain, but Meghan herself has never mentioned it. Not in interviews, not in Insta captions, not even a throwback post. Radio silence. Why hide a trip to Spain? Unless she wasn't in Spain the whole time. Sources say she was busy cruising the Mediterranean on yachts, traveling Europe with wealthy friends. You see the pattern? She wasn't a household name. She wasn't rich. So how does she afford this? Fast forward to 2012. Meghan is in Hong Kong, supposedly repping Suits. Except Suits wasn't that big yet, and she wasn't even a lead character. She barely had speaking lines. But there she was, flying business class, attending elite events, giving interviews. One interview on Diva Universal mysteriously disappeared from the internet, scrubbed clean like it never happened. In that vanishing interview, she reportedly said royalty was around, not British royalty in general, Prince Andrew. And guess what? The Duke of York was confirmed to be in Hong Kong at the same time. Still think she didn't know who he was. The Novak Djokovic Foundation Gala in NYC. Star-studded. Naomi Campbell, Anna Wintour, Goldie Hawn, even Tommy Hilfiger. Meghan, she was there too, but she doesn't show up in a single official photo. No Getty images, no red carpet. Like, she was invisible. Except one photo exists, one she allegedly paid for herself, just to prove she attended, almost like she was a guest of a guest, always close to the spotlight, but never in it. And Prince Andrew, he was in New York supposedly visiting his daughter Eugenie. Except his taxpayer-funded travel plan had him listed in Asia. Why lie about being in New York because something or someone needed to be kept quiet? It happened again in 2015. The opening of Soho House Istanbul, A-listers galore. Meghan posted a pic with Eddie Redmayne, Daily Mail ran it, but didn't even mention her name, like she was just there. Prince Charles and Harry were reportedly in Turkey that weekend too. Suspicious timing, even more eyebrow-raising. Meghan was spotted on a yacht in the Med with Karina Shulak, Epstein's girlfriend. Epstein himself may have joined the trip. Prince Andrew, possibly, too. A photo surfaced of Meghan, white Panama hat, grinning beside certain names that still cause chills. Nothing confirmed, but the timelines, the people, the patterns, whew. By 2013, Meghan wasn't just acting. She was attending exclusive galas, walking Fashion Week, and hitting up Soho house parties. How? She didn't have star status. Her role on Suits was small, but she was rubbing shoulders with top fashion designers, even Harvey Weinstein's ex, who ran a label Meghan loved. She was seen with the right people at the right time, the ones with royal access. Take Ron Burkle, Soho House billionaire. He allegedly flew Meghan to Jamaica for a wedding. Harry flew economy, Meghan flew private, and guess who was there? Eugenie and Prince Andrew. But like usual, no photos, no proof. Her sorority sisters remember something else. Meghan would vanish for weeks, then come back with wild stories of villas, yachts, and private dinners in Europe and Asia. No one believed her until now, because names like Yuan Elash, Andrew's billionaire pal, began popping up in the same regions, events, and yacht parties. Yuan was known to sponsor lavish trips for select American sororities, Meghan's included, and then there's Deepak Chopra. On Meghan's 40th, he joined her mentorship initiative. Aww. But Deepak was also linked to secret Epstein charity donations, alongside Elton John. Yep, another name tied to the royal elite. So these weren't random connections. Meghan was floating in those circles long before she became Duchess of Sussex. And here's the big question, the one we've been building to. Did Harry really think he was introducing Meghan to the royal world? That she had no idea who Prince Andrew was? Or did Meghan play the perfect part? Because if you spent years brushing shoulders with Andrew's billionaire buddies, partying with people tied to Epstein, and sneaking into high society events, asking, who's that? Next to your grandma isn't clueless, it's brilliant strategy. She wasn't just lucky, she was calculated, strategic, always in the right room, even if no one remembered her name until it mattered. So now we're left wondering, did Meghan really stumble into royalty? Or did she climb, charm, and yacht hop her way right to the crown? Okay, now this is where it starts getting chilling. You know how some celebrities just mysteriously vanish from the spotlight for a bit, only to reappear more famous, more polished, and somehow more connected? Yeah, Meghan had her own quiet years, and now they don't seem so quiet at all. From 2013 to 2016, Meghan was spotted in elite circles way above her pay grade. Yet there's shockingly little evidence of it. No paparazzi photos, no tabloid buzz, no name in the captions. She'd be at an event with celebrities, royals, billionaires, and you'd never even know she was there, but insiders, they knew, they saw. Some say it was intentional, that Meghan was operating on what some now call a ghost climb, always around power, never making noise until she had enough leverage to make her move. And let's not forget the missing interviews. That Diva Universal segment from Hong Kong, gone, scrubbed from the internet. Other pieces, photos, interviews, social posts, mysteriously deleted or buried. Someone was managing Meghan's image with military-level precision long before she had royal PR on speed dial. By now, we have to talk about Soho House, the members-only club Meghan practically made her second home. It wasn't just her hangout spot, it was her gateway to the elite, her green room before the main act. Royalty and surprise, surprise, guess who was deeply linked to Soho House? Yep, Prince Andrew. And Ron Burkle, the billionaire with royal ties and connections to, let's just say, less savory financial circles. He was everywhere, from Meghan's private flight to Jamaica to secret fundraisers to helping launch other women into elite visibility. Sources claim Meghan wasn't just a guest, she worked her way into the inner circle. She knew what Soho House offered: proximity to royalty, media heads, Hollywood power players, the kind of access most actresses would kill for. She wasn't just sipping cocktails. She was networking, calculating, building her ascent one whispered name at a time. So now we circle back to the moment Harry introduced Meghan to the royal family, thinking it was all so new and overwhelming for her. Like, this is the Queen, Meghan. But was it? Because the timeline tells a different story. By the time Meghan officially met the Queen, she had already brushed shoulders with Prince Andrew multiple times. She'd allegedly vacationed in the same circles, been invited to the same secret dinners, even stayed at elite estates that overlapped with Andrew's travel logs. So when she acted wide-eyed, stunned, and unaware, was it a performance? Because for someone who had allegedly rubbed elbows with Andrew in Hong Kong, smiled with Karina Shulek on a yacht, and dined at tables funded by Epstein-adjacent billionaires, claiming she didn't know who that man next to the Queen was, that's Oscar-worthy. Here's the question everyone's dying to ask. Was Harry really that naive? Or was he choosing to ignore the signs? Because the woman he thought was just an actress from Suits had a background filled with whispers, yacht trips, and high-end gatherings far beyond what her IMDb page suggested. Insiders say Harry knew bits and pieces. But Meghan kept the details vague on purpose. She let him fill in the blanks. She downplayed the glam, the elite events, the whispers about Andrew, and maybe Harry wanted to believe she was the outsider. The American sweetheart who didn't care about status. That version of Meghan was safe, was charming, was someone you'd marry. But the real version, the one who seemed to know exactly how to work a room full of royals without drawing attention, that version scared people. Let's not forget the royals who did know Meghan before she was royal. Princess Eugenie, for one. She and Meghan reportedly got along long before Harry showed up. And Meghan even attended events with Eugenie in New York years before she and Harry officially met. Fergie, Eugenie's mother, also had casual ties with Meghan during those low-key years, but neither of them said much publicly. Why? Because keeping Meghan's presence hush-hush benefited everyone. It kept Andrew's extracurriculars from drawing attention. It protected Meghan's image, and it allowed Harry to believe he was the one doing the introducing. So why dig all this up now? Because we're seeing history repeat itself. The same pattern: elite connections, private meetings, stories that don't quite add up, photos that mysteriously vanish, names that get dropped and then buried. People thought Meghan came out of nowhere. She didn't. She was always there, quiet, strategic, and one circle away from power. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. She didn't just marry into the royal family. She navigated her way into it with skill, with silence, and with the help of a few very powerful men who don't like their names spoken aloud. So now we look back at that infamous moment. Meghan standing beside the Queen, looking at Andrew like he's a stranger, pretending she's just a humble American actress with no clue about the man beside her. But the truth? She'd likely been closer to Prince Andrew and his world than Harry ever imagined. The Mediterranean yacht trips, the Hong Kong whispers, the gala in NYC, the shadowy billionaires, the missing Spain months, the Soho House launchpad, the silent but knowing glances from Eugenie, the carefully erased interviews. It's not just gossip. It's a puzzle that, when you start snapping the pieces together, forms a picture no one expected. So when Meghan smiled innocently and asked Harry, "Who's that?" she may as well have said, "Checkmate." And that, my friend, is the full gossip bombshell.